What is up, ladies and gentlemen of the online Jamily? This is, of course, here's JamiroFan 2000 with another episode of Jamiro Reviews. For the uninitiated in this series, this is my series here on my YouTube channel I've done over the years looking at brand new Jamiroquai releases. Now, this is going to be counting as a second out of three videos where I'm looking at the 2022 vinyl reissues that were coming out between October to December of 2022. And this vinyl release here that I'm going to be covering in this episode is very, very bittersweet because this vinyl reissue is something that the Jamily cohesively have been wanting going all the way back to 2001. I'll give you a little bit of context. Back when Jamiroquai's fifth album, A Funk Odyssey, came out in the year 2001, there was only one pressing run that was done of the vinyl release of A Funk Odyssey, and was only readily available in Japan and Europe. And some of those vinyl some of those vinyls were only put out in such a small amount of time, but really cool. I had talked to Jamiroquai HQ over the years, asking them, pleading with them to be reissuing A Funk Odyssey on vinyl, given that so many people in the online Jamily did not get the opportunity of getting this vinyl release, given it only had one pressing run back in 2001. So fast forward all the way to 2022, it was announced with three other reissues, of course, the other three being Dynamite, High Times for the first time on vinyl, and of course the 30th anniversary of A Mercy on Planet Earth in two clear vinyls. Well, it was finally confirmed that they were going to be releasing AFO finally on vinyl, and the reason that this vinyl, like I said, is very sought after is because it only had one pressing run done back in 2001, and some of the vinyls that got out into the secondary market, like on eBay or other auction sites, these vinyls, these first pressings of AFO on vinyl, went up as high as $200 to $500 based on the quality of the vinyls, because that's usually how they price vinyls, at least on the secondary market, based on quality, between good all the way up to mint. And mint quality copies of AFO that were not circulated ran as high as $200 to $500. So with that kind of price range, a lot of the members of the Jamily were kind of shut out on being able to get AFO on their own. But luckily, it came out. Here in the first week of November of 2022. Of course, we got Dynamite coming out November 11th, and of course, we got High Times coming out on December 2nd. This vinyl release finally came out, and I finally got my hands on it. I've been wanting this. I ordered this vinyl through Rough Trade because I have a very good history ordering vinyls through them. But this is the 2022 reissue of Jamiroquai's A Funk Odyssey. Now, the first thing that you might notice, being an old Jamiroquai fan, is notice that this isn't the actual original album cover of the AFO vinyl release. Now, the releases on CD, cassette, and on vinyl had different poses of JK in this kind of wireframe aesthetic, as you can see. So the original vinyl release has a different picture of JK on the cover than this one does. But that doesn't mean it isn't really appreciated that they finally got this reissue out. But as you can see, the track list of this is absolutely the same old track list. There ain't no bonus tracks or anything. There is a bit of a bonus track with So Good to Feel Real, which was a bonus track on Picture of My Life that came on during the trailing part of the song. But that's the only real difference in this vinyl release, is that So Good to Feel Real actually gets its own credit on the vinyl. Now, let's go ahead and crack this open. Like I said, this album art is originally from the CD release of AFO from 2001, not the original vinyl run from 2001. It was a completely different pose of JK, and you can Google it for yourself and go on discogs.com and find for yourself a different look at it. So let's crack her open. And like I said, this vinyl was pretty much of the same price point of the Mercy on Planet Earth and the High Times. It ran between $30 to $40 before shipping charges. But let's look at the inside art. And if you're wondering about this vortex kind of artwork, this is the actual tunnel that JK posed in with the refracted LED lights to give that kind of wireframe effect, which was kind of doing a little bit of the Tron kind of aesthetic. So I don't know if any people in the Jamily have ever seen the movie Tron from 1984, groundbreaking CGI movie for Disney. Well, they had characters standing there as programs inside of the digital space of the computer, represented by people who were wearing these really saturated suits with bright colored lights, blue for good, red for corrupted files. So you get the idea. But unlike the Mercy on Planet Earth and High Times vinyl releases, these are two black vinyls. These are black vinyls, and which I don't mind. I don't mind a good old black vinyl. But let's look at the sleeve art. Now, the sleeve art does not feature any special liner notes. It has the traditional liner notes from the album. and does have the lyrics for the first 5 songs, and does have the original artwork. Now, this artwork is from the first single release of Little L in 2001, so really cool little piece of artwork there. So let's look at the vinyl. Like I said, this vinyl is running between, I'd say, introspectively, somewhere between $40 to $50, depending on where you get it. But it is readily available. AFO on vinyl is readily available like the other 3 releases. Let's get a good close-up of the spool art. And as you can see, this is the first 6 songs from the album. Overall, nice, clean black vinyl. So let's move on to the other vinyl. And like I said, this edition is readily available like the other 3, but expect there to be, unlike Emergency on Planet Earth, which had an immediate restock because it sold out, and actually that vinyl release of all 4 vinyl reissues actually made it into the UK album sales chart at number 38 its first week of release between October 17th to the 23rd. So congratulations, Jamiroquai, to see one of their albums finally hit it back on the album charts for the first time in a number of years. Let's look at the second one. Oh, that's beautiful. This artwork in particular, a bit of the wireframe Buffalo Mans, this artwork goes all the way back to, I believe, Synchronized. So this has been repurposed. But as I said, the last remaining 5 to 6 songs lyrics are on this page, and of course with the studio credits. But really not. That seems to be a bit of a. Looks like they did a little modification on that original artwork, but you can find this on some of the single releases that came out during AFO, and I believe this artwork goes all the way back to Synchronized, but I could be wrong, so I apologize in advance if I'm misreferencing this artwork, but that is a really cool kind of modified version of that original wireframe artwork. So let's look at the second vinyl. Overall, a beautiful release. Now, the original AFO vinyl, at least the vinyl container, had more of a glossy finish to it, at least to the material of the paper. But here you go. Here's the spool art for the second vinyl. Like I said, final 5 songs. Just your traditional vinyl release. Not very much rhyme or reason, except for the addition of So Good to Feel Real having its own listing on the track list for AFO, but overall a very cool addition to the vinyl collection of Jamiroquai, and pretty much every Jamiroquai album has now been released on wax thanks to these 4 reissues. So withstanding the insane catalog of Jamiroquai promos from the last 30 years, we actually have every Jamiroquai vinyl album now out on vinyl, with exception to Dynamite and High Times, which will be coming out, of course, like I said, in the second week of November, and of course the beginning of December of 2022. So a great, good stocking stuffer for anybody in your fan base that is of the Jamley collective. But overall, here you go. This is the 2022 reissue of Jamiroquai's A Funk Odyssey, something that's been horribly neglected in reissuing. But like I said, this is readily available everywhere online on all major retailers. Price is somewhere between $30 to $40, withstanding your delivery charge. And like I said on the last video of JamiroReviews about time it would take to be delivered, the Royal Mail in the UK had a disruption. They were having a worker shortage, or stoppage, I should say, during the early part of October, so I ended up having to wait for the Mercy Planet Earth. But I'm hopeful that the High Times vinyl set will be coming to me about a week to 2 weeks after this release on December 2nd. But like I said, this is readily available online. And if you need more information to find this for yourself, just consult all your online retail websites, and you can probably find this for a pretty good price over on the eBay and other auction sites. But like I said, this is the 2022 reissue of Jamiroquai's 5th album, A Funk Odyssey. I hope you like this video of JamiroReviews. Be sure to like and subscribe, and be sure to ding the bell on your YouTube to stay up to date on all the latest videos coming out of the Jamiro 2000 YouTube channel. I'll be trying to be bringing you more news when it becomes available, when I can, where I can. But as always, this is Jamiro 2000, and I'll see you again really soon with more Jamiroquai related videos here on the Jamiro 2000 YouTube channel. Bye bye everybody, and take care.